Hello, I'm James Cuddeford, and in October I'll be playing the second concerto for violin by the great Polish composer Krzysztof Penderecki. He'll be coming to Hong Kong to conduct the orchestra and myself in the performance, so looking forward to it immensely. The first thing about the violin concerto, the second concerto of Penderecki, is that it's a big work. It's a large work. It's almost on an epic scale. It's about 40-odd minutes in performance. And unlike a lot of violin concertos, which are also 30 or 40 minutes, this one is in one unbroken arc. It's not split into 3 or 4 movements. It's one continuous, long unfolding. And that makes it particularly demanding to play. You don't even have a break in the middle to tune or to relax. It's just a long stretch of music on a very grand, epic scale. The violin only stops very briefly throughout, so one needs lots of stamina, maybe lots of coffee just to get through the piece. The language of the concerto is much like Penderecki's musical language from the 1980s, 1990s. Until today, he's still composing probably on a daily basis. It's very chromatic, it's very intense in a harmonic sense, full of semitones and tritones throughout. So your fingers never really settle into one tonal region for long. It's always sliding around and finding new sort of harmonic areas to explore. It's quite a virtuosic, very difficult work, and a very big work for the violinist. And it puts the violinist against a huge orchestra. So it's big in sort of scale, but its material is also very big. Its range of emotions is very big, very intense. So it goes from the most quiet whispering right through to very strong, quite aggressive playing at times. So Penderecki's second concerto was written about 20 years after his first violin concerto. And indeed, I think Penderecki has really enjoyed the challenge of writing solo concertos. There's 2 works for violin and orchestra, and there's an earlier work, a Capriccio, and there's cello concertos, viola concertos, piano concertos, concertos for multiple instruments and orchestra. So he's really, I think there's something in his musical language which likes pitting the one against the many, the soloist against the orchestra. And I think that really is to the fore in this violin concerto. You really feel a struggle at times of the one against the mass of the orchestra, and that both makes it very virtuosic and very rewarding to play and to dive into as a piece. The work is something you can grasp and get into immediately with no previous exposure to his music. So come along, I'll be there, because I'll be on stage. So it'd be great to see as many of you there as possible.